Stop. Hello. Hi, I'm Holly Flink. I'm a student at UAT. I guess I'll say that. I don't want this to be shown, Markwood, to the class, so please don't do that to me. So, let's talk really fast about why I'm recording a video, like why I'm recording a recording. Because my computer, the one I'm recording on, doesn't have, I can't even say if it's enough RAM. I have no idea what it is. My computer doesn't have enough power to run Unreal. It took like 4 hours just to launch Unreal Tournament Editor. And then it took an extra 2 hours, because then I was like, alright, I'm not going to do an Unreal Tournament. Screw that. That's annoying, and I'll just do it in Unreal. It took 2 hours to launch Unreal. And then when it finally launched both of them, like when I was actually finally in the editor, it moved like frame per frame. It was like a frame a minute, and it was awful, and I wanted to die. So I decided that I just can't do it here, and I did it at the school. And then when I built it on the computer I was using, and I went to record it, the computer wouldn't pick up any mic that I put into it. So I just did a recording, and I said I'll just have to make a recording of the recording when I get home. So that's what I'm doing. Because it's a pain in the butt. So let's actually get into the actual level that I've designed. I can't say it's the best level I've ever designed, but it is definitely one of the best levels I've made in Unreal, which is sad. But that's because Unreal is so just picky, and I'm just bad at dealing with editors like this. I'm trying to be, as of now, I'm a very good narrative designer, a very good UI designer, and a very good tile map designer. I'm definitely good on the art side, so I'm trying to get into being as well a level designer, so that I have look at all the things that I have under my belt that I'm capable of doing. Well, but we'll see how that works out, I guess. I feel bad that I can't actually show off this level. So, as you can see, there's just a lot of, maybe you can see, God, it's really zoomy. I went with a lot of random shapes, and I didn't really put, I was looking at my friend's level that he was building today, because I built this yesterday. Not to say any dates, but I built it, and I was like, okay. I didn't want, so as a designer, we talked about this in, I think it was game scripting I was in, or it was game development. I was with Derek Clark. It was a class with Derek Clark, and he explained that there's two ways of building a game or a level. Some people is like the Nintendo way, where you pick a mechanic and you build the world around that mechanic, or you write a story and you build the game around a story. And that's what I do. I think of a story in my head, and then I'm like, how am I going to make a game how am I going to make this game fun and around that idea? That probably picked up on camera, if it did. Or on camera, on recording, if it did. I'm so sorry. My video drivers are bad. But I can't do anything about it because I still have Windows 7, and that's no longer being supported. So I have to get Windows 10. Anyways, so I do that. I based my games, all of my ideas, kind of on the story, and so I wanted it to be chaotic, and I wanted it to be chaotic for the purpose of being chaotic, because I wanted it to be, the way I want to fully design it when we get into the next step of making it look pretty, is I wanted to make it like a testing chamber deathmatch kind of idea. These, scientists are forcing these people to fight against each other, and the one who wins is the strongest. And I wanted to look chaotic and feel chaotic and have a lot of open space, because there's not a lot of, just really tight. It's all in one tight area because it's in a gigantic box, and there's just not a lot of places to go in the box. You feel it's really open, and the reason for it being so open is because I wanted the fighting to be quick, and I wanted to have kind of a close combat idea because it's all such in a close, tight area with wide open spaces. They're not really wide open spaces. There's a lot of like, oh god, I don't know why I did that. There's a lot of, yeah. So this is one of them. There's like an arena downstairs, and it's just all wide open. There's not a lot of hiding, and it's not tight. So it's forced for close combat, but it's also not a very, like, if you think of Call of Duty maps, they have very, like, hidey corners that you can hide in, which is what I didn't want, because I was like, I want to force them to fight, in a way. So, it's probably bad, and it's probably bad to a lot of people. So we'll start getting into the actual level itself. So there's a downstairs, so there's 3 levels. You start in the middle level, there's a level below you, and then a level above you, so you have your 3 stories. You can take an elevator down, or you can fall in the hole that gets you back up. And there's a lot of spheres. I play a lot with the shapes over here. With the cylinder and stairs and the sphere and triangle, because I wanted it to be chaotic. Like, I didn't want anything to make sense. I didn't want it to be that way, which it's probably bad design in itself, but I like it. You have these jump pads. They can land you on the block, or they can shoot you over. One of them specifically puts you, there's a place to snipe. I do have sniping areas, but they aren't very hidden, and they don't offer a lot of protection like normal sniping areas do. So there's that, and you can go up there. I also didn't want to I had to put the jump pads in because I wanted to design the level around, like, being able to jump to places. But I didn't put any, like, guns or whatever in because I was like, I'm gonna wait for that for when we actually get to the pretty side of this project. I'm gonna make it look pretty later, and I'm gonna add where all the guns will be, so there'll most likely be either a sniper up there or sniper ammo up there, depending, and then you get back up with the little jump pad. So it feels flowy to me. That was the main thing that you, Mark, would want us to really use was a lot of flow, and I have a lot of areas that you can get up and down from, except for the basement. There's only 2 ways, like, there's only 1 way up and 1 way down. There's maybe 2 ways down if you want to take damage, but, so you have these little jump areas that take you to more sniping platforms, but they are really open, and there's no protection, really. You can't get back to those jump pads, which is what I wanted, because I didn't want it to be like an infinite loop of jumping. There's another kind of sniping area, not really, though. Just a lot of weird random shapes. I just kind of ran all over the map. So this is a way up. There's also an elevator that takes you up that I probably get on a little bit later. This area in itself, the lighting, I just threw it in there, and then because I felt like it, I made it blue, but I kind of like the blue because it feels kind of very sciencey. It's that clean blue kind of look, but it's also really dark because, like, I wanted it to be like, they're just stuck in a cage and they're forced to fight each other. But don't worry about the lighting. So you have little jump areas, the sphere in the middle so that you can go down and up freely, kind of like, I hate this block. It's really annoying, but it's all for the purpose. I wanted the level to be annoying and chaotic, and I'm gonna constantly keep saying that because I'm very self-conscious of things that I make, because people are like, why did you do it that way? Like, because yesterday I didn't have anybody to test my map out, and then today, I finally got the chance, but I had already recorded all of this and was like, well, thanks for telling me now. And they were like, this just kind of seems open. And I was like, I get very self-conscious because people question, they question design choices. Everybody does it all the time. And I'm like, there's a reason for it, I swear. The reason is because I wanted it to be open and chaotic. That's what I wanted the level to very much feel like. You do have areas in which you can hide, and there is a lot of areas to flow to. You can up and down in multiple different ways. So if you're like an enemy's going up one way, you can go up a different way, which is why you have the 2 jump pads in the middle, because if someone goes to the left, you can go to the right. Those jump pads at the bottom send you to either side of that sphere in the middle. I think it's a cylinder, actually. I don't remember. just a lot of random shapes and a lot of chaotic shapes. Like the scientists just put it together in a sense. And you just got a lot of. I might add some more blocks like on that, for just more chaoticness. Because why not? I just like the feeling of chaotic and not a lot of hiding, and then you have your elevator that takes you up as well. So, and you can fall back down and you don't actually take any damage. Or you can go down on the jump pad in the center. There's a lot of ways up and down. Some I wanted to force you to have to injure yourself if you were trying to get away quick. Like if you're stuck upstairs and you want to get away quick, but you don't have time to get to the elevator spot, like because the elevator doesn't kind of stay up, it goes back down, then you can just jump off, but you do take damage. So I think that's the entire video. Yeah. I actually, which I can show you, I did a thing, nice. I don't have to move this. I was like, no, I don't want to show my desktop. Alright. Don't worry about any of this. Don't worry about it. I brought it over too soon. Because I can't see. Sorry, this is probably annoying. Oh, here we go. It's Photoshop loading. I'll talk about it. I made paper maps because I wanted to get, I had a lot of ideas in mind that were going, and I was like, I want to build paper maps and what I wanted. I didn't stick to the paper map because then I realized that I liked the way that I had done it before. I'll show you in a minute of like all the different things. This is the first level that you start on, so there's start. I did all of this in Photoshop. I did it really fast because it didn't have to be pretty. Alright, so I opened all of those. So this is the start one. It doesn't really look the same as my level because it was just like, so I wanted to start with a square, I was going to put a roof on it. So the player starts here and they have like these three options in front of them. They can go up to the second floor, down to the basement, or they can go right, and I was going to build a second one to do a long hallway, which I still might if I feel like it. But I might put it in a different space because this is the up from the down. So I might put it like back here in the corner, or where that triangle thing is, or over here in this corner that takes you to a long tunnel that can be dangerous but speedy. Like I'm gonna try to get like maybe a jump pad that just sends you down the hall, super speedy quick, so you're not like, you don't have to walk. Kind of like Pac-Man style, when you go off to one side of the screen, you come back onto the other, and the idea of like going through a tunnel and coming out really fast on the other side. So I still might do that, but this was the original plan. I wanted to put more pillars, that's what the P stands for, but instead I just made the two pillars on the side of that sphere and put the sphere in the middle, which brings us to our upstairs, which this is where you come up from, and then you have the giant sphere in the middle, and then you have pillars here. And then there was just a bunch of randomness for hidingness and whatnot. This was mainly just to give me an idea of what I wanted. And then this was the down, where I had it originally where the down was going to be the center of the square. And I could have done that, but then I liked the idea of you walking into an arena, which was fun. And then this was my hallway idea. This is the hallway you come in on. And it was going to be a very tiny room, which I still might do because I can still make it really tiny. I wanted to make a really tiny room, which is why there's barely anything in here for very close combat, but maybe like if one person goes in, or if two people go in at the same time, I could try to do like a lock so the door closes and it only opens until like you find the key, but like there was special items in there or something. That sounds really dumb though. I might just do it just for more chaoticness of like, you have such a small area and it's very open and there's barely any hiding, and the only way out is back through here, which definitely is technically a bad plan for flow. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking about maybe putting it up that takes you back up to the second floor, which could possibly work. It's just a lot of ideas with it, which is why I trashed the hallway room, because you had talked about in class, don't have the player go into a room and there be nothing there. Well, very much Resident Evil style. of like Resident Evil. You could walk into the room and there was nothing there and it was pointless. But I actually made paper maps, so I actually had a plan for this. This is all, it looks chaotic and like I just threw stuff in there, but I actually had a plan for how I wanted to do it. I didn't plan for some of the things, like the jump pads up to Sniper's Nest, or the jump pads even up. That was kind of like, oh, I could do that and bring more flow to the whole scenario. But that's what I decided, and this video is 15 minutes long because I talk a lot. So you're probably going to be like, I'm not going to watch this whole thing, just skip through it, because I would. But thank you for watching. This is my level for level design. It's not technically finished, this is just part 1. And that's it. This is my level, thank you. For you, Marquette. Level design, UAT, game, I don't know the code for the class, but it'll be in the description. Goodbye!